Hello and welcome back, all my RC people. Well, you see we got a boat sitting in front of us. And you also see the Haiboxing name. Now, I've been a Haiboxing fan for years. I got several of their vehicles. I haven't got to try out their new brushless truck yet, but it's on the list. I'll get it eventually. And now they have a boat. So I was pretty excited to see what their boat was all about. And they're calling this thing the X03 Surge. And this is everything that is included in the box. You've got your little screwdriver, a wrench for taking your prop on and off, a spare prop. These plugs are supposed to be pushed in where the boat is assembled. You've got the open spots for the Phillips head screws. Supposed to put the plugs in there to help reduce drag. You are getting 2 of these batteries. Now these are a Li-ion battery, 7.4 volt, 800 milliamp. And I would like to have seen these in LiPo instead of Li-ion, but I've got other LiPos that'll fit in there, and at least it has a Dean's connector. They also include your USB charger, which I'm sure most of you know how this works, but if you don't, this is it. You put your balance port in and plug this into your USB device of choice. It'll charge off pretty much anything. They also give you a nice little boat stand. It's just a 4-piece slide together job. Works pretty decent for what it is. And your radio. This is more of a surface controller radio, so it should work out pretty good for this. Now, when you do run this, I read through the instructions and it says you have to calibrate it by holding these 2 buttons in until you hear the beeps. We'll get to that when we get to running, though. And it also provides a nose protector. I would mostly use this in a pool. I wouldn't worry about it if you're on a lake or something like that, because it's just going to create drag if you are. But if you're in a pool, this is really nice so you don't put a hole in your pool liner. And they give you a full set of instructions, and it does really good at explaining everything that needs to be done. It tells you that you do need 3 AA batteries for the radio, and it tells you pretty much everything you need to know about getting up and running. And it also, there's your calibration step. And it says this is a requisite to ensure performance. Press and hold the 2 buttons for 3 seconds, release, and there goes the beeping sound from the transmitter. Calibration has been fulfilled in the system. So basically you have to do this after you put the boat in the water. This is a water safety boat, so it will not register until you put it in the water. Once you get it in the water, that red light should come on when these sensors down below have detected moisture. One of the other cool things is they do have both sets of fins on this, and this is going to provide a lot more stability in the water. This is also a self-righting. Let me slide this out of the way here so we can get a better look inside. You got your canopy. This is a 2-piece canopy. The first piece comes off just by lifting it. It's magnetic. And the second interior canopy is the one that actually keeps the water out. And you've got 3 cantilever locks for that. Now, once we are inside, you'll see you have the Dean's connector for your ESC receiver combo is way up in there. You cannot see up in there by the camera, but it's right up in this area. And you have your in port for your water cooling. You can see that comes out right there. And that works its way around and goes to this metal tube, wraps around the motor, and comes back out the side port. You have your Velcro pull strap, and this is where your battery will go. And it looks like, I think this is a 380 motor. I read through the instructions. It's either 380 or 390. I cannot see it clearly, and it does not tell in the instructions, so I'm not 100% sure what the motor size is. But it looks like a 5-wire servo coming out of there. That's, if you wanted to do any upgrades, you'd have to upgrade the whole ESC receiver and servo to be able to run a different system. If not, you're going to have to stick with this one that's in the front already. But I am going to get the battery charged up. We will get this in the water, and we'll see if this little guy does as well as I think it is. I think it's going to be a pretty good little zippy rocket out there with a lot of control. Hey, we are out here at the run site. Got the X03 battery loaded up. This will be the indicator light. Now this will not come on until this sensor touches the water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn on my radio. You can see it's at 100%. We're not having any signal at the moment. So the moment this touches water, oh, there we go. The light is on. Let's do the calibration. I held that for a couple seconds. And I think we're good. All right. Now you can see it shows you have a full battery. We've got full battery strength and full battery on the radio. And this is your left and right and forward and backwards. And we're off. Bring her up slow, you can get a good look at it. It's a really good looking boat. Thing's pretty agile too, and it's really easy to control. Okay, now you can see here on the analog sticks how we've got these spikes. These are really nice, they really fit into your thumb really good. Well, let's take this thing around, bring it back over here, and do a self-righting test. Let's flip it upside down, roll it out there. Now to do the self-righting, you should just have to go forward and reverse. And that's it. That means you should be able to take this boat and chuck it out there, and however it lands, you should be able to go. Now the gyro works in this pretty well. It's really stable. There's no hands on there. Has a little bit of a lean, but that's to be expected because that is going with the gravitational spin of the motor. That's great. That's a nice feature to have with that self-righting. All right, now I think this is pretty much going to wrap up our run, and I've had this with other boats I wanted to show you. See how that light's still on? Okay, cool, it ran off of it. Oh, there it goes. Leaned it that way, that light comes back on. Now we're live out of the water because there's still moisture on the bottom of this boat rolling over this sensor. So be mindful of that when you take it out. Make sure you get that battery disconnected quickly because you don't want to get your finger cut on that prop, and keep it away from you. So tell me what you think. I think this is a pretty sweet little boat. It's fast and agile and seems to really run very good. So it tracks really nice and it feels really nice to drive. And well, we're pretty dry on the inside too. Motor's cool to the touch. Battery's cool to the touch. And right now it's telling us that we do not have signal because we're out of the water. So everything's working like it should, but that is a moisture sensor. So remember, until it is dry, it's still going to retain that it has signal because it is still reading moisture. But thanks for watching. I will leave a link in the description, and if you guys want one of these, I do not think you'll be disappointed.